Game plan. Good morning or good evening for yourself, rather, or maybe later afternoon for you. Soaking day to you. Yeah, I will definitely do that, bro. I forget what your exact race handle is. It's just game plan, right? I could definitely, I'll definitely be finding that. Or if you're in the meantime available, yeah, look out for it. Yeah, start this. Oh Jesus! This is Radion. Good luck. Sheldo is racing on. I sure hope so. And oi to the motherfucking oi to you, the good homie, the Radion. It's got to be what, like your way? What time is it right now? It's coming up on 10. So that's going to be, what's it, about 12 your way? Midnight? No, way later than that, right? 2 in the morning? Okay, it is 12. Okay, I got it right. Okay. Hey, thanks for stopping by and say hello, guys. I was good to see y'all. Again, very early Saturday morning for myself. I'm obviously very off on my lines, which is not so great. I was doing some lobby racing last night with the homies from the job, And as I was driving, I was like, dude, I feel like I'm like losing all control of night off. Okay, good on you, bro. You gotta take the chill. I was actually thinking about not. Yeah, that's right, man. I was actually thinking about not racing this morning, but I was like, nah, hell yeah, I'm gonna race. So yeah, suck a day to y'all. Yeah, I'm chasing my current ghost, and I'm usually pretty close to it, but definitely not right now. So this isn't maybe a good sign that I'm ready to go race, but I guess we're gonna find out, aren't we? All right, so yeah, race number 1 on the morning, Saturday morning, autumn time version. Sitting up front. Yeah, hey, have a great night, my man. Always good to see you. Thank you. Yeah, we do got Sheldo in here. Fuck yeah, dude. So sick. Why is it saying afternoon? Hey, we got the homie, the Bombin's out here too. The Bombin is sick with it. I'm gathering, since you are aware that, Sheldo is racing, that he must be streaming. As a matter of fact, where is Sheldo? Here we go. I gotta make sure to I already am homies with him. Yeah, okay, so Sheldog sent me a request this morning, a friend request, and I thought it might have been him, but it says Shell Squared. I'm like, who the fuck is Shell Squared? Apparently it is the good homie, the Sheldologist. So anybody, if you actually want to see some good streaming, you should go to that channel right now and exit mine. All right. So hey, as always, all my competitors, may you all find success in whatever goal it is you have set ahead of yourselves to achieve. May we all maintain or gain our sportsmanship / safety rig. So I'm a fun ass race. I competitive race for myself. I'm saying as always, my primary goal is to earn and keyword earn the respect of my competitors. Keep my driving honorable, keeping the classy equally as important. Maintain my composure, keep my emotions in check. That includes how I handle my vehicle race scenarios. That includes any verbal opinions I may want to express about my competitors. Should I feel the need to do so, ideally, make sure to set opinions within the PMA's positive mental attitude. Certified, so to speak. Long story short, don't get mad at cars in my car. Don't get mad, talk shit. All right, I got a lot of homies behind me running the NSX, and if they're in control of those vehicles, they will be catching me, so I got to be smart. I'm definitely not warmed up at all. I'm definitely not even feeling slightly confident in my vehicle right now. So we'll see what's up. Again, I was doing a bunch of lobby racing last night, and sometimes I get paranoid, like, oh man, if I jump into another vehicle or another, course that I've been focusing on, am I gonna like lose all sense of where I'm at with the vehicle that I've been running strong? And that's kind of been the case so far, anyway. So it could just be mental, but yeah. Anyways, we'll see if we can't get it together in time to get a good clean run on. All right, somewhat decent right there. Not the greatest entrance and exit on the swooping downhill high speed right, but not terrible either. I think I'd probably be considering. Jesus, dude, don't do me like. God damn it, dog. That's kind of what I was afraid of with these fucking guys. Bunch of B-rated racers that are going fast. So yeah, let me just get the fuck out of the way of those fucking weirdos. Yeah, that was a little bit excessive on that homie's part, so I'll let them beat the shit out of each other and see what we can do. Yeah, I got the good homie, the Bombin behind me. Got the Andre. Yeah, I don't think I was terribly slow that first lap. But, yeah, the way that homie just straight ran into me, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get out of that one. Yeah, that's kind of what was going on a lot last night, too. I was racing, we were doing the open lobbies, and there were a lot of cats that were, frankly, inexperienced, and we're just, Jesus, that's a penalty right there, right? Yep, I fucking knew it. Yeah, we're just like ramming cars all over the fucking place. So not the end of the world. That's one of the main benefits to this particular race this week, is that a 0.5 second doesn't necessarily mean that's the end of your race. Let's preload the weight distribution, a la what I learned from the good homie, the sheldologist, in that final right. Preload, in case you didn't know, basically means nail the turd. in layman's terms. All right, so I don't know what happened to Bauman and Andre back there. They were real close, and now they're like near 4 seconds back, so they must have themselves gathered up a fat ass penalty. So yeah, I've got a 0.5 second penalty. Again, likely won't be the end of the world, but I definitely don't want to add on to that. So yeah, there goes that German Kiwi. What's going on, bro? It's been a while. Hope you are well. Yeah, over here, first race of the morning. I'm definitely not warmed up. Gathered myself a 0.5 second penalty on the where did I gather it? In a place where basically it gave me a penalty. So yeah, hey, so good day to you. Hope all is well. Hope your race has been killer. More importantly, hope all is well for you and your familia over on the other side of the planet. Yeah, fired up to get in some races this morning. It's been a really fun week. I've been on vacation now for the past week. I'm gearing up to start the second week of vacation. I had taken some time off back at the beginning of the year, anticipating that I was going to be in Cancun, Mexico this weekend, watching my good friend Anguelo out of El Paso, Texas, and his betrothed getting married, but it didn't work out financially. So, which is, yeah, you know, a bummer, but also at the same time, I mentioned yesterday, man, the way things are going on in this country right now, it's, I kind of feel better not leaving the country. And with the way they're fucking getting at people, yeah, I wish I'd. Yeah, dude, it's insane here in the U.S., man. I mean, like, really, it's reached a level of insanity that, yeah, it keeps doubling down every day. Next weekend, the 18th of October, there's a national-wide protest scheduled they're referring to as the No Kings. And it's been in the plan now. There's been quite a few national protests. I want to say the last major one was in July, and that was one of the biggest national protests in U.S. history. And this one, they're expecting it to blow that one out of the water. Well, I'm not sure if you've been paying attention to what's been going on with the Trump regime doing everything they can to put federalized National Guard troops in bigger American cities, a la Chicago, a la Los Angeles, most recently in Portland, Oregon, Memphis, Tennessee, Washington, D.C. And these guys are literally coming out. They had this they called it their Antifa Roundtable, which anybody doesn't fucking know. Antifa is short for anti-fascism, man. Now, I remember when I first started hearing that term, I was living up in Seattle at the time, and there were a bunch of protests going on, and I think it was like for Labor Day or some shit like that, right? They have a big one up there every year in Seattle. And at the time, Obama was still in office, so I mean, it was just like, whatever, man. Like, I wasn't, honestly, I was, for the first time in a long time, I felt like the government was actually changing for the better. Now, not to say Obama was some fucking paradigm of moral perfection, man. I don't think any person who sits in the Oval Office is that. Oh, I wasn't going to give you a bump, but you kind of moved right there. But at the same time, right, for the first time, we had a person that had darker skin color than historically what we've had as and still do, right, for the so-called leaders of the U.S. Anyways, long story short, man, I remember these they were having these protests, and I was watching on TV. I was off work for the day, but at my work site, these protesters were going around super bummed and were like knocking over pallets behind my work site. And I remember thinking to myself, like, wow, dude, like, that's fucking, what are you guys doing, dude? And like, you're making a really big point by knocking over pallets, right? That someone who works there is gonna have to pick up in the morning. Around that same time, I was renting a house from my ex-wife, and one of my skate bros was living there with me. And this motherfucker, who was a veteran of, where did he serve? I think he served in Afghanistan. Really good guy, but he was also really fucked up from the war. He basically had a pass not to work and to basically just go to school. And he also had a bunch of firearms, and he was also on a bunch of drugs. Anyways, he also was telling me that we didn't have to pay rent to my ex-wife, who was being really cool and renting us this house for hella cheap. Her and I had split up, and I'd moved out for a bit. I was leaving the place where I was staying at. She's like, why don't you just rent the house? She was just in the process of getting married to her now husband, or just like setting that up. Their home situation, he already owned his own home, and she was getting ready to essentially sell this one. While she was in limbo for that, she's like, yeah, why don't you just again? And that's because, you know, we have our daughter, and she wanted her daughter to have a nice place to live. So, and I'm like, dude, like, no, we're not gonna squat my daughter's mom's house. Like, are you fucking insane, right? And so he's like, Hector, you should come protest with us. And I'm like, motherfucker, I gotta go to work, you know, like, and no, you know, I mean, and so that was like my first time, but it didn't even occur to me at that point what, again, Antifa stands for, right? Again, anti-fascism, man. And so the way that these guys are trying to weaponize that and call it a domestic terrorist organization, right? So basically, and they're using that term as a catch-all for normal people. They're going to be out protesting next week. So I find the timing really concerning. And at the same time, also, it very much angers me and makes pretty much everyone that I know, right, want to fucking protest exponentially more, right? Like, fuck these fucking kooks, man. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. Frankly, I look forward to every opportunity to protest, man. Again, what's going on out here, man? The way they're just kidnapping people essentially off the streets, no due process. Yeah, it's very, very, very sketchy times, man. Yeah, so appreciate the concern, appreciate the support. May everyone around this great big blue biosphere we call Spaceship Earth find peace in their life wherever you may be. And yeah, man, it's all over the world, man. Let's just all look out for each other, man. Look out for your family, look out for your friends, look out for your neighbors. Most importantly, look out for the strangers. Be of service when the opportunity presents itself. And yeah, and just, you know, keep on standing up and being vocal. And when you have the opportunity, right, like for myself, I'm going to protest at every single opportunity, however that protest may be, whether it be just talking here on my stream about what's going on. And I'm, you know, some people are like, oh, you shouldn't bring politics to racing and all that. Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, I said this from day one back in 2016. I wasn't really paying attention to the candidates, right, being proposed early that summer. Again, we've just gone through 8 years of our first black president, and in my lifetime, I've seen so much progress, change, right? am. It's this is a historically racist country, and I've always been aware of it. But where I've always lived, specifically in the San Francisco Oakland Bay Area, is a very diverse zone. So I wasn't exposed to it as much. Now, when I would get out of that zone, I'd be in some weird areas, and yeah, there was definitely some overt racism, but it was held to such a minimum just because it was so frowned upon by society, right, in general. Now, that didn't change the fact that that's how it was presented in media and commercials, right? I've often mentioned this. A lot of the TV shows when I was growing up, the Latino characters, the African American characters, the Asian characters, they were often presented as like the buffoons, if you will, characters, right? And it was always the quote unquote white people that were the heroes, the saviors. That's what you would see in print and advertisement, right? It was, blonde hair, blue eyed, fucking was the ideal, right? And which, as a little kid, I didn't trip out on the cultural significance of that and how it could affect, someone's mind, right? But I remember that, and I remember it must have been about 87, 88. There was a Time magazine cover, and it said, "This is the future of America." And it was a photo of a baby, and I'm like, well, of course that's the future, right? Like, that's a motherfucking baby, right? But when I read the article, what the article was like, this is a mixed race baby, which really, in the grand scheme of fucking the history of humanity, right? Humanity is a fucking mixed race, right? Like, we all delved from a couple of fucking cats that mated, in fucking Africa at some point, right? Like, we're all multicultural, or multiracial by definition. So, anyways, I remember thinking like, wow, like, they're right. This is the truth, right? Like, I remember being like in junior high and high school, and multiracial relationships were frowned upon. I myself remember thinking, yeah, I just noticed that flag to embarrass the race. Oh, sorry, bro. If you want to get past me, get past me. Oh, yeah. You know what? Actually, honestly, I am embarrassed. Yeah. My dad and I went to a college football game last week out in Berkeley. Went to go see UC Berkeley Go Bears and the Duke Blue Devils, which is ironically where Stephen Miller went to fucking school. So, yeah, I was already not rooting for Duke, but that especially like kind of knocked it out of the park. Anyways, they were doing the national anthem, and I haven't felt the need to stand for the national anthem since Colin Kaepernick. That whole scenario went down, right? It was the San Francisco 49ers football player who was kneeling at the national anthem to bring attention to police violence against specifically black people and pretty much every minority in this country, right? So since then, and the whole uproar that MAGA had with that, and that was I don't stand. So when I started this new account, my initial plan was to do a Mexico account, but it seemed to me like PlayStation was going to force me to do all my messaging in Espanol, which I speak very little Espanol, even though I am Mexican American. Both my parents are fluent. I just never learned it fluently growing up. Though here in the Central Valley where I live now, very large Latino populations, a lot of migrant workers here. A lot of my customers at work, their first language is Espanol. So I definitely and so gratefully have the opportunity to get to practice and to learn so much. So, I got to be able to sell people, help them with their system with their tires, whether they need a flat tire fix or they just need a maintenance service on the tires, if they want to buy new tires, right? If their primary language is Espanol, I have to be able to speak that. So yeah, it's been really cool learning that. A lot of my coworkers are first language Espanol, so they anyways, very grateful. But I was like, you know what, man? I also hella love Canada, because Canada's got good ass food. So I chose Canada. Shoot, at the rate I'm going with all my accounts, man, I'll probably end up doing a fucking Mexico account though, man, at some point. But yeah, that's why I'm flying this flag. So yeah. Oh Jesus. I gotta shout out to Diver Sky for all the bump traps he's been giving me, keeping me in this race. Without him, I would have gone flying off the track a long time ago. So yeah, I had lost my train of thought on something else earlier that I was discussing. But yeah, I mean, if it comes back to me, it comes back to me. But yeah, long story short, man, weird ass. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, so the whole where you were saying you just don't get it with Trump, right? So it was 2016. And I remember Hillary Clinton at the time was running for president. And I was like, okay, it's a no-brainer, right? We've made so much progress in this country. It's not even surprising me that finally we're going to have our first Madam President. Now, was I overly enthused about Hillary Clinton? I kind of didn't really give a shit at the time. Again, I just gone through 8 years of our first black president, so it really kind of didn't affect me. I definitely knew that she was, leagues ahead of any offering put forth by the other main political party here in the U.S., the Republican Party, right? So, and then I'm hearing these weird things about this Donald Trump guy, and I'm familiar with Donald Trump. Everybody seen him at some point on a stupid ass TV show, and he just always had this cheap guy. And I remember, even before all the whole election thing went down, I remember hearing about the whole thing with the Central Park Five, where there were a group of 5 young African-American men. They were accused of brutally assaulting a wealthy white woman in New York. And I got to give Diver the win, man. He pushed me along there, man. Yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah, Diver's like, Hector, don't worry, I'm gonna prop you up this whole race. You keep on fucking talking your mouth off, man. I'm gonna be focusing on the race. And I remember, I was like, anyways, going back to the Central Park Five. So Donald Trump puts out this buys this like giant 2-page newspaper ad, essentially calling for the death penalty towards these kids. Now, these 5 young men, they were like teenagers. They were all eventually found not guilty after serving some time in prison. But the fact that this fucking rich fucking asshole who bankrupts everything that he touches, right, was calling for their fucking execution, man. That's disgusting. So when I'm hearing about him running for president, I'm like, oh, this has got to be a joke, right? Like, and as the other candidates began to drop off, and it became more apparent to me that the Republican Party was going to choose this Donald Trump guy as their guy. To this day, from then to this day, I still don't understand. I mean, it's kind of becoming a little bit more clear now as things are progressing here towards white nationalism taking over our federal government, based out of Washington, D.C., right? What the end goal was. But, I mean, even then, like, I was talking to my dad about this the other day, man. It's destined to fail. Like, it can't succeed. Anything that's against unity and diversity as a strength, right, towards enhancing your society, anything that essentially tries to defeat that line of focus, right, is destined to fail, right? If I'm at work, right, and I'm like continuously giving a coworker problems because I don't like the way they look or things like that, right? We're gonna have friction at work, and thus the worker is gonna have some failure. Hey, Mad Dog is in the motherfucking chat. Sucking more to you, bro. Hella fun last night racing. Mad Dog, Kiwi, and Game Planet are also in the chat. Those are the homies. Yeah, right. It's really scary, man. I have family in Texas, that have been part of an evangelical big church for, gosh, decades now. And they who are Mexican descended people, are all out in support of what's going on right now, man. It's mind blowing to me. It's mind blowing to me. It's a fucking cult. Yeah. So, all right. Gearing up for race number 2, and see what we can do. First race. Start off pole, finish P2. I couldn't in good faith not give that W to the Diver Sky, man. Homie pushed me along the whole race. So that was his race. Anyways, pardon me, guys. I'll be right back.
Quiero contestar, me llamaste sin parar. Mejor búscate alguien que quiera escuchar las mentiras que me das. No lo quiero complicar, te di 1000 veces, fácil dejar cuando no te arrepientes.
All right, we're gearing up race number 2. I gotta say, all in all, with as crappy as I felt going into that race, I gotta think, all things considered, man, with the help of Diver Sky. So Diver Sky, if you happen to check this out, man, I appreciate your sir. Yeah, dude. It's yeah, man. I just keep on seeing all this weird shit, and you know what? This isn't alarmist in any way. Right? This is the shit that comes out. Well, I mean, it is alarming, but I don't feel that in any way that what's going on is something that I'm exaggerating, right? I mean, this is straight from these motherfuckers' mouths, man. The shit that comes out, man. I saw it recently also, a clip, this fucking Christy Nome, the head of Homeland Security, or wherever the fucking weird-ass shit she does is, right? And she's fucking praying with all these, you know, her subordinates at a table to go out like, dear Lord, help us arrest and fuck up people's lives, man. And it's just so bizarre. Now, nothing against what anyone wants to pray to, right? And unless whatever that prayer is leading to fuck with other people, right? But if you want to pray to a big white guy with a white beard in the sky, myself, I was raised in a household of faith. Now, over the years, I was raised specifically in the Catholic Church, and over the years, my stance on organized religion has vastly changed. But I often tell people, man, I'm so grateful to have been raised in a family faith, and I was sent to Catholic schools my whole life, in that I have essentially a tree that I can visualize, and I can put whatever leaves I want on that tree that I want to help myself navigate the way I want to view my faith. And I've come from myself recently, especially to basically view my God, I just refer to as Mother Nature, man, because to me that's a God, right? Now, if I want to do that, cool. If someone wants to worship a rock or a fucking, I don't know, or a stick, yeah, you know, it's. I think we all have to come to our place and what works for us, right? Now, to me, I think I have experienced quote unquote miracles in my life. I mean, it's a fucking miracle that I'm here, given all the gnarly ass shit I've been through in my life. I mean, it's you know, it's definitely not a coincidence, right? That things happen, right? The waves of energy float through, and what's that like that term, the butterfly effect, right? That a bird or a butterfly can like flap its wings and cause like a weather phenomena, right? Like another part of the planet, because right, we're all shifting, right? We all have a place in nature. But I've just really become overall just disenfranchised with man's interpretation of God's word, right? And that's where I think the inherent flaw is, and more so than that, I think when someone tries to approach another and tell them how to fucking have faith, right? Like I've had people approach me, I don't know if I've already said this, these are two, so, forgive me, I can't see all that. One correct, and I'm gonna check that out later. I was gonna say, here where I live in the Central Valley, there's a very large evangelical Christian following, and again, man, I don't give a fuck, man. Like, pray all you want. That's fucking beautiful, right? To me, I think there's a comfort in having faith. I dated this woman for many years up in Seattle, and she would always like grill me. She was an atheist, right? So, Hector, why does the Bible say this and the Bible say that? And I'm like, I don't fucking know why the Bible's. I don't read the fucking Bible, man. I just went to the schools, right? I would go to church, but I don't read the fucking. I don't fucking know, right? She's like, well, what do you think about this? And I'm like, look, I'm just thinking about just being cool, right? But I remember thinking it was kind of offensive that she was always challenging me. And I'm like, look, at my core, ever since I was a little kid, I've just always been told that there's a fucking God out there that wants us all to love and to be loved, right? And I believe that to my core, and I still do, right? That Mother Nature wants us to love one another, and Mother Nature, it's against my beliefs, therefore I won't do that. Incorrect. It's against my belief, therefore I won't do that. Yeah, that totally, yeah, right, exactly. And I think we all have to come to a place in our life where we're at, and that's also ties into, right, to our own moral compass, and how our moral compass is magnetically working within our spirit, right? But yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you right there, man. So yeah, my friend Phil Picasso is in the house. Stoking team, my dude. So yeah, my friend Sally up north in Seattle, again, would always challenge me on it. I remember thinking to myself, because she, like myself at the time, I was very much in my active alcoholism. She had her own issues, but I remember thinking to myself, it's almost like she's sad that I remember she told me, she's like, I think that's so special that you believe that good can happen. And I'm like, well, yeah, of course I believe that good can happen, right? And I remember thinking to myself, like, wow, like, you're over here challenging me all the time, and I'm feeling like a little bit attacked by it, but I see a sadness in your heart, right? Like she didn't have faith that things could be okay in a way. So going forward, I was gonna say, here in the Central Valley, man, I've had some people approach me, and like randomly, like the people that want to what do they call that? Oh my god, dude, my fucking wheel just died. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. God damn it. That fucking sucks, dude. Damn it, man. Dude, I've had this happen now like 4 times in the past week. That sucks, man. I just literally had to replug my wheel and plug it back in. God damn it, dude. No, I don't think it's that. It's I uploaded the new Fanatec app, and they were saying it was like fresh from the beta phase, and there were going to be glitches in it. And honestly, had I known what they weren't, basically it wasn't properly all the way set yet, I wouldn't have done it. But it seemed like I was kind of forced to do it, so I was like, oh, new shit, cool, I'll put it on there, yeah. And since then, basically this happens every once in a while, and then I have to reflash all the firmware, so basically erase everything that's on there and then re-put it back on. But yeah, oh man, what a bummer, dude. Super unfortunate. That just basically totally lost me the race. Yeah, man, what a bummer. I was starting off pretty well. Yeah, what a bummer, dude. Yeah, that's I understand glitches might happen, right? But if I don't know, man, these guys need to get their shit together, man. These fucking Fanatec guys, man. Yeah, that's a bummer. Anyways, alright, well, that sucked. Race number 2, but not the end of the world, man. I've had Christians will be saying, God, exactly, right? Exactly. Yeah, wild ass fucking times here in America, man. And again, like I know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, right? Is there going to be some bad shit that happens between now and then? Absolutely. Do I foresee potential violence? Well, I mean, you know, there's fucking violence going on right now, right? They're literally ripping people off the streets and destroying. I was thinking about this last night, like literally destroying people's lives, right? Like that's fucking gross, man. But I think at some point, right, these subordinates underneath these people making the shots, exactly right. It's at some point they've got to step up and be like, yeah, we can't do this, right? Like if I'm going into work, right, and my manager is asking me essentially to rip off my customer for whatever reason, right? Which I've actually had this happen before. I've had upper management tell me that they didn't want to honor a warranty for someone's tire failure, and I'm like, well, no, this particular failure is covered by their warranty, and yeah, you know, it's you can't do that, right? I can't anyways. Yeah, super suck, dude. That's happened like I was just telling Kiwi, it's happened like 3 or 4 times within the past like 4 or 5 weeks. Every time it happens, I basically just re-flash the firmware and it that appears to correct it. But yeah, so bummer. Oh well, it's all. No, I may as well just get in the motherfucking pit right now. Yeah, fucking lame. All right, so yeah. I've actually looked on Reddit, on YouTube, trying to find out what was going on. I found the most information regarding people that were having glitches with this new Fanatec app firmware updater all in one. They used to be like separate pages on their website to do those 2 tasks, and yeah, they recently put it to all in one, and it was at the Fanatec forum where people were like, hey, you know, like this isn't like fully tested yet, essentially. And they're like, yeah, but it's not fully tested, but it should be good. And just let us know if there's any problems. How about you guys just, well, I mean, I also get that, right? Like if they don't know what the problems are yet, they can't very well address it, right? I don't know, maybe they can simulate it, but I don't know. It is what it is. Not the end of the world. Hey, there goes my good homie, the Cheddar. You getting in some racing this morning, bro? Stoked to see you. Stoking Saturday. We got the Kiwi. We got the Great Picasso. We got the game plan in the chat as well. So say what up to the homies. I don't know if Mandog's still there. Mandog's probably already at the job starting the work day. But yeah, Stoking day to all, man. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Say hello. Race number 1 went well with a podium finish. The second race, man, did not go well with a wheel failure fucking early on. What was that, the 3rd lap? 4th lap? Yeah, that sucked. Oh, well, it is what it is. Yeah, I had to basically, next week I'm going to Dortmund for the sim. Oh, that's so sick, dude. I've been hearing about that. Wow, have you ever been to one of those? Man, that looks so... Okay, kill. Yeah, I'll be definitely getting in some more racing later. I gotta make up for this one at some point today. As a matter of fact, what I do gotta do is reflash the firmware on the wheel. So I was considering doing 3 races because I was having, frankly, a lot of fun until the wheel gave out. So yeah, I'm gonna mess around with that. But yeah, Kiwi. So again, have you ever been to one of those, man? I was watching a bunch of footage from the most recent one. I believe it was in Chicago. So I believe some of the guys. See, oh, dude, you're so stoked, man. Hey, those are the ones that like Arius and like Spark Theory and all those guys are hanging out at, right? Man, how cool would that be to go? No, first one. Wow, man. So how many days is it going on for? I'm assuming you have to buy tickets, or are you given a pass or anything like that, or I'm just curious, man. I'm definitely going to look out for one here to go check out in the States. I want to say, there might be one in LA or Las Vegas as well. Yeah, they all want to meet me. Hell yeah, they all want to meet you, dude. That's so rad. Wow, man, how cool, dude. Now, how far is Dortmund from where you're at in Germany? Are you needing to fly? Are you taking a car? Are you gonna? I'm envisioning. I've never been to Germany, but I'm envisioning like a cool fucking train through a very beautiful forest. Wow, man. Damn it. I hella want to get over to Europe, man. I don't know if I mentioned this to you, man, but I was over in when I was up in the Northwest, about 2.5 hours northeast of Seattle, up in the mountains. There's this Bavarian themed town called Leavenworth, and like all the little restaurants and shops were all heavily, like Bavarian themed, right? And man, I don't think I'd ever had German food before, and I had the spatzel and the is this like the spatzel, like the rice? And then I remember like there was like this it was like a really lean like pork chop and like this sauce. I forget what the total name of the dish was, but it was so freaking good, man. At first I was like, I don't know, man, it looks like it might be kind of like plain. Like I very much like all different types of food, right? But I really tend to lean towards especially like spicier food. Like I love Thai food. I'll be there. I'm taking the ice high speed train first class. Wow, dude, how awesome, dude. Love it. Hey, what is the top speed of this train? Wow, man, that sounds so rad, man. Good on you. Stoked for you. Dude, am I potentially going to get a couple spots back? There's no way that's possible. Or is it? These guys have to get out before me. About 300 kilometers. Dude, what is that, like 140 miles an hour? Or like 180? Wow, dude, have you ever been on that train? Yeah, that sounds so rad. All right, so I got ahead of the mega. All right, we got the Gamba 39 up ahead. Oh shit! Hey, was Sheldon in this race again? Sheldon wasn't in this race, was he? All right, so lap number 9. Hopefully this 186 miles an hour. Wow, man. And so 186 miles an hour, and you're going 2.5 hours. So I'm spacing on my math right now. So that's a good little trip, man. That's like going from well, basically that's most airplanes are what, like 250, 260 miles an hour. So I'm gathering that'd be like, the distance from where you're at would be like from here, for myself, to Portland, Oregon. A little bit south of Portland. And stops. I wonder how long it takes for that train to decelerate. That'd be fascinating. Wow, I need to do research. They're actually in the process of constructing the tracks here in California state for a high-speed train, that's all been nixed right now with the fascist regime cutting so much federal funding, especially to the quote-unquote blue states. But yeah, when I first started seeing like the tracks, I was like, what's this giant freeway they've been building over near Fresno? Fresno, California is about 90 miles south of where I live, near Modesto. And I didn't even know what it was. I think it was my daughter was like, Dad, that's going to be wow, dude. That sounds so rad. I wonder, did my daughter take a high-speed train and she visited Japan? I don't know. Yeah, it was my daughter that told me about what was going on here in California with the high-speed train. I had no idea it was even going on. Now it's been more again in the news with Trump coming out and saying like, "Oh, I'm not going to pay for this shit. You guys aren't getting any money. It's a failure." Da 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 da. Yeah, wild. All right, so start off. What did I start off? P2. Wheel failure. Went all the way to last place. Currently second to last place. So not the ideal scenario, but it is what it is. And we're just doing what I can to stay competitive, and I doubt I'm going to get a clean race rating. And another thing I'm concerned about, especially, I hope I didn't, when my wheel failed, I hope I didn't take out any other cars. I might have. Yeah, what a bummer start to this race, but it is what it is. It's been a really great week. I had a lot of fun, so to have a little unsuccessful race sprinkled in here and there, not the end of the world. And I tell you what, though, after this race, so I'm definitely gonna hook up my wheel to the computer and figure out what the hell's going on with it. Yeah, such a it's again, I don't mind if it's a technical difficulty that can be repaired, right? Like in the grand scheme of things, a race is just a race, right? Whatever. But I want to have confidence that my equipment's gonna work, right? Definitely don't want to go in a race thinking, oh shit, at what point is my wheel gonna freaking fail, man? So looks like we're gonna potentially get back another spot. Well, has this dude got the love sign on the back of his car? The livery? Love sign, a famous sign in Philadelphia. Famous skateboarding spot too, Love Park. I want to say it was the actor Kevin Bacon's dad. I think his dad's name is like Edmund Bacon, that an artist that made the sign for the city of Philadelphia. You're on the yes, I am. Are you familiar with what's been going on with this whole new all-in-one? I think it's like the 1.0.0. Dudes, I must miss you. Hey, Thor, good morning to you. Stoking Saturday. Well, I'll tell you what, I haven't missed as much this second race, man. I had started at the very tail end. It was either tail end of the second or the third lap. My wheel froze up, so I had to unplug and replug it back in and restart it mid-race, which sucked, but is what it is. So yeah, suck a day, T. Thanks for stopping by. Say hello. Hope you've been getting in some racing this morning that I'm gathering. If you had mentioned you barely just logged off and back on. Yeah, it's been I've been really digging this course this week, man. It's such a blast, man. I freaking love both iterations of the Watkins Glen, man. It's one of those courses that just I feel really comfortable on. Like, I often make the analogy like the light bulb just goes off and shines bright on this one. This one, Yamagawa, Grand Valley, just courses that I just, oh shit, woo! The homie decided to do a sick ass fucking 540 slide right there, didn't he? Not to make fun or anything, but that was actually pretty. Just a couple races. The last one was pretty good. I can't read the rest of that right just yet. Well, other than getting tapped from behind. Yeah, there's a lot of that. You know, one thing I'm sure you probably already noticed as well with experience with this race this week is that unlike a lot of the races historically with PD, right, if you get bumped offline, Polyphony will generally speaking be forgiving regarding the penalties. Seems like this week that has not been the case, man. This guy also got a Dr. Pepper on the back of his, or on the hood of his livery. Oh Jesus! Fuck. Yeah, I could have probably cut in and avoid the penalty, but I would have taken that homie out. Yep, again, I got myself whatevs. Have to go. Yeah, German. Always good to see you, bro. Thanks for stopping by. Say hello. Be well. And yeah, man, as a reminder, man, you already know, everyone out there, look out for your neighbors, your friends, your family, the strangers. And yeah. Oh, yeah, you got. Okay, I've definitely not encountered that, man. I've definitely had a few periods, man, where I've gotten knocked off. Been like, dude, he knocked me the fuck off. Like, what was I supposed to do right there? All right, so, hey, kudos to the kid homie that bombing up in the P2 spot. Go get it, bro. All right, finally, the final lap. You know, I wonder if there might be an issue with the QR. It's saying that, okay, so I gotta say that it was loose a few weeks back, and I tightened it back up, and it's been working fine since then. So I don't know if maybe I potentially screwed up a little bit, or if the QR2 itself needs to be updated. But on the website, it says the firmware is up to date rather on the QR2 code or QR2 link. QR2 is the quick release mechanism that connects the wheel to the wheelbase, for those that do not know, within the Fanatec ecosystem. All right, so this race sucked ass. Had it been a good run on, I would have actually likely got into another race, but being that honestly, I don't have faith in my wheel right at this moment. I don't know if I want to jump in another. I think I'm going to end this stream and start messing with it. But salute to everyone who stopped by and say hello this morning. Always a treat to see you guys. Hey, I got another trophy, the In-Depth Mastery. Stand. Sorry if I hit anybody. Where's right stuff? Wheel froze. Yeah, that was lame, dude. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna get it out of here. I'm gonna mess around with this wheel, and apparently there's some drama in the chat. Yeah. Yep, it sucked. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna mess around with this wheel. Hey guys, Stoking Race Day to all. More importantly, Stoking Life Day for you and your familias. Yeah, hell yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just gonna definitely. You know, it's happened a few times. I had mentioned earlier, Fanatec did this whole new update on their site where they combined the firmware update page and the website itself all in one. Thank you, Game Plan. Thanks for stopping by. Say hello. And yeah, I'm gonna look out for your channel too. That friend request. Anyway, so yeah, Cheddar, they made it all in one, and it really changed everything, and which was I don't know. I guess it is supposed to, in the grand scheme of things, simplify things. But as I understand it, because once I went to it, I started having these wheel freeze issues. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So I was reading on the Fanatec forum. They're like, Fanatec's like, well, it's not totally ready yet. So if you don't feel comfortable, maybe you should stick with the other one until we get out the bugs. Well, why the fuck you motherfuckers release that shit then if you know there's fucking bugs going on, man? So, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I think in the grand scheme of things, once it all gets sorted out, it's gonna be good. And I have a feeling they're going this route in preparation for the final release of Full Force within the PlayStation. It's my understanding they already have the Full Force, which is like the True Force equivalent for Fanatec. They've already got it released on PC via PC, but not on the U or not right on PlayStation yet. So I get, yeah, right. So yeah, hopefully, I mean, again, once I do this flash firmware, it'll hold up for at least another week. So yeah, if I gotta have a few failed races here and there, not the end of the world, man. It's been a blast, man. I still 10,000% back the Fanatec product. It wasn't cheap, man, but I fucking love this shit, man. I just think it looks fucking cool, man. Like I looked at some of the other wheelbases, right, and I'm like, yeah, I mean they all have like they sound like they got this cool stuff, man. But I don't know, this one to me just looks cooler. So, anyways, that's why I really. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Got the Thor, the Cheddar, the German Kiwi, the game plan, the Great Villigasso, the Man Dog was out here in the chat. I don't think I'm missing anybody, right? No. Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah, it's great. I'm gonna go watch Sheldon. Yeah, hopefully Sheldon's wheel is working. Yeah, game plan. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, right on, Thor. Good to see you as always. All right, guys. As usual, I'm gonna end my stream on "Fuck the War Pigs." Stop shooting people. Stop bombing people. Human race. We can absolutely do better. Is it ever gonna end? Fuck no. We know it's never gonna end, right? There's always gonna be that small sliver of insanity within humanity. But as a whole, hell yeah, we can do better, right? We want to race. We want to talk about taking high-speed trains to fucking sim expos. We want to talk about what's going on in the world. We want to talk about what's some good ass food to eat in Leavenworth, Washington. We want to talk about what the weather's like in Thailand, which shout out Radion for stopping by as well, man. We want to talk about all this cool stuff. We certainly don't want to shoot and bomb and fuck with each other, man. That's fucking insanity. Yeah, so fuck the war pigs. Hey, all love for you and yours. All stoked for you and yours. Whatever you do today, go get it. Keep your head in the clouds, your feet on the ground, one foot in front of the next. Be of service to another, right? Truly, therein lies the reward in this ever so brief miracle we call life. And again, as a reminder, man, look out for your family, look out for your friends, look out for your neighbors. More importantly, look out for the strangers out there, man. Crazy ass times, and look out for one another. Be cool. I'm gonna get out of here. I'll see y'all next time. I'm out. Peace.